wow, he's starting out as his first message is really, I was watching, I was getting them annoyed.
I think you
I
point out
hate the comms.
he's making an inherent kind of hierarchy between the transport systems, right? Cars, private hire vehicles, and public transport. Whereas I feel public transport, we really need to solve that last mile problem and make it so good that, like you said, so good that you don't even want to take your own car.
Exactly. Because like what you said, the mark of a first world city and all is how good your public transport is. Singapore public transport is great. But then in his thing, he also said, the argument about transport that opens till later, right?
Yeah.
Again, it came back to efficiency.
Yeah.
There's manpower stuff and maintenance. So we can't increase the nighttime activity. So then it becomes like, okay, then what do we do? You're just limiting people from owning a car for weird reasons.
Yeah.
So it's very, and this is another thing that makes me feel, is this the future of Singapore? Is this the future of Singapore? Maybe next time when it comes to housing, when it comes to everything will be about utility. But for people who can enjoy the luxuries, utility is fine. You can afford it, you do what you want. But for people who are thinking between choices, we need to think about utility.
Yeah.
And that's very annoying.
We sat in a car that was supposedly autonomous vehicles and they said, it's testing around NUS already. And I was like, wow, this is, I'm
future,
sure 5 years time, this will be all over the roads in Singapore. Still nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
But the latest innovation that, cost $500,000 was ERP 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, such a game-changing innovation.
Yeah.
And I mean, one thing we covered on our Tell You First was that the concept of ERP in Singapore was actually a world first. And that was revolutionary. You can argue about the merits and demerits. But yeah, it feels like the biggest innovation is ERP 2.0. 556 million, which I think he was at Ministry of Transport or something when it got approved. And then you look at the outcome. This is the level of innovation and you want to jump from there to autonomous vehicles? Feels a bit of a stretch. Feels a bit of a stretch.
Correct.
But so, I mean, he's starting out as, acting Minister for Transport. Still got a long time for him to recoup. I mean, he himself called out the WP, right? There's no point saying all these things, but what action have you taken? So now, Jeffrey Xiao, it's time for you to take action. This is Yala.
But don't just stop there.
Listen to the full episodes on all streaming platforms.
Link in bio.